Good afternoon, and welcome to our continuing series, Interviews with Aurovilians. Today, I'm very grateful, feel privileged to introduce you to a dear friend, Vladimir, for whom I have the greatest respect because he is one of the pillars of the ongoing Matrimandya work. Namaste.
Namaste.
As I always do, the first question I ask people is, how did you hear of Sri Aurobindo and Mother? Where were you living at the time?
It was probably beginning of 1990s, 1990 year.
Mm-hmm.
It was time when in Russia everything suddenly got free, just everything. And naturally all kind of knowledge which was not available before suddenly just popped up. Like all kind of healing courses and occult courses and astrological courses and these kind of things.
You know, my friend Dimitri von Morenschild was at Dartmouth College, and he founded the Russian Review, which was all the samizdat that came during the communist period. So was this time when Gorbachev was there?
It was little later. I think it was 1990 when you see, I was kind of felt interest in all these things, and I got few courses of healing, of astrology, or some energy critical things and so on. And I was kind of I didn't know what is actually what is my way.
Mm-hmm. How old were you then?
I was 32, 35.
Mm-hmm.
And
what were you doing in Russia?
I was working as a manager in a big company.
Mm-hmm. But you were searching.
No, I was searching, it's always somehow I felt it always inside me, like, like some, still even in the communistic times, there were some old ladies which could heal people and so on. So I was always kind of feel something about it. And when it was total mixture in my head of all these courses and lectures and invitations, and I went to one lecture which was about healing by jumping to the ice water. And there was bookshop, and there was Adventure of Consciousness.
Probably
in Russian. Probably it was the first print. I just took it, and after a few days I realized this is it. This is what I want. And then in 94, it's already some books of Sri Aurobindo appeared in translation. I wrote to Ashram. I had a question. I don't remember which question I had, but there was in some book the address of Ashram. I wrote to Ashram a letter that I would like to understand something. And I've got an answer that, listen, you just come and see how things are going, and And I understood it as a call. So I said, okay. It was bottom of the crisis. I had no job this time. Family was about to collapse.
Family was?
About to collapse.
Oh.
And I said, okay, I'm going. So I closed down everything. I took some books with me and I came here. And the second person whom I met was Dimitri von Morenschild. And he took care of me.
You went?
He took care of me because I came to ashram. I didn't know about Auroville anything. So I came straight away to ashram. And people luckily brought me to Dimitri. And Dimitri took care of me.
See that.
And
I never knew this.
Yes, I was quite many years I was with Dimitri.
Did you live in Golkon for a while?
Yeah, he was living. I didn't live in Galkon. I was living in cottage guest house. And then I was working twice a day with Dimitri. And he told me about all kind of what's going on in ashram and what is ashram and how ashram lives. And in a month I realized that I cannot stay in ashram, but I met already some Russians from Auroville.
You?
Met some Russians from Auroville.
Oh, I see.
Dimitri introduced me. There were already 5 or 6.
Yeah, there were some, yes, in those days, yes.
Yeah, there were 5 or 6 of them, and I met. I realized that I cannot stay in ashram, but I can stay now. So I purchased a kerosene stove, a foldable bed, and with kerosene stove and foldable bed, I came to Auroville.
Where did you stay?
I stayed in community it's called Udayan. And I stayed in a not finished house without doors and windows. And then I was staying in all kinds of places for 12 years.
Oh, I see.
And only after 12 years I got my place.
When did you begin work at the Matrimandir?
The same day I came to Matrimandir, next day I began to work.
I see.
Because I had no choice. It was not Matrimandir yet, it was unit which is called now Aquadin. That time it was called UTSA. And then after a few years I joined Matrimandir.
What is your work at Matrimandir?
I'm in charge of electrical department.
Can you tell us a little bit about that work? Is there any emphasis on solar energy, or tell us about electrical department?
What to say? You see, Matrimandir is what you know what is Matrimandir. And there are particularities, like chamber IC is supposed to be silent, like lights supposed to be soft, like whatever we are doing supposed to be highly reliable, like there are unique things like a heliostat. And I'm taking care of these things. Many things I have designed and built myself.
Oh, did you design the original heliostat?
Original not, but now it is third generation of the heliostat, and recently I designed control system for the third generation of heliostat.
How has it improved over the first?
It's not really improved, I would say. Because first one was very simple, designed by Piero. Actually, I came to work to Matrimandir. I was called to repair heliostat.
Oh.
And I have repaired heliostat, and then I got an invitation to work in Matrimandir.
Now, did you do electrical work in Russia? You had some background?
Yes, I have. I'm an electronics engineer.
Oh, okay. So, tell me about this heliostat. The first one was simple.
The first one was very simple, based on first model of computer, which is called 386 computer, designed from A to Z by Piero, which is great man to me, who designed Matrimandir from the bottle tank to the heliostat.
Yes.
And of course, after that, I picked up all the things about electricity, air conditioning, ventilation, and telecommunications. But that was my first job. Then it was time when it was Windows, this and that, Microsoft, powerful computers. And we had heliostat which were running on Microsoft, on Windows, on advanced software. But the performance was always the same. The performance was the same. Then recently we came that I came to understand that I need backup, everything getting old. So I built very simple backup, which is based on PLC, programmable logical controller, which is very simple and it does the same performance. Actually, we are doing another generation of heliostat controls with ROV unit. I hope within few months it will be fourth generation.
I say fourth generation.
Yeah.
And what about solar energy? Any lighting on the pathways? Or?
Solar energy, we have to say thanks to Tuan for that. Solar plant appeared in 1997. And this is project of Tuan. And that time, 1997, it was the biggest solar plant in South India.
I see.
And since 1997, we are maintaining this project, and it is in a good condition. We are updating it, upgrading it.
Has the efficiency of solar panels increased, improved?
Let's say generally, yes. It was changed already twice.
Oh.
Generally, yes.
I'd like to know if you can tell us some things about your experience, Sri Aurobindo and Mother. You say you began with the adventure of consciousness, which many of us began with, in the West, of course. It was the book. What did it do to you?
I find something which is good to believe to.
Yeah, yeah.
Something you can believe. Yeah. And stay with this.
And stay with it, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Do you have family here now?
No.
No. And how do you see the response of people in Oroville to the Matra Mandir? When I was there recently, I saw many people going in the early morning very quietly, but I don't know anything more.
You see, years and years I can observe more or less the same people who is coming to Matra Mandir. More or less the same.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are coming when they have to bring friend or something or show something. Generally, everyone respects. Generally, everyone helps when we asking for help. You see, it is my perception of Matra Mandir after 22 years working there is different. Because when I was just Aurovilian and I was coming to meditate to Matra Mandir, I was coming into the chamber and now I'm coming into the chamber, I'm listening, north fan is okay, south fan is okay, airflow is okay.
Yes.
Yeah, beam, yeah, okay, a little bit I have to improve. Yeah, I have to do this and that,
Understand.
So it unfortunately it's not anymore what it was in the beginning.
It is still there.
No, hopefully it is still there, but
no, it is still there.
Like I'm a citizen and there is a church or priest. And there is a rat inside the church. I'm a rat inside the church. I know everything about church, about priests, and
Yeah. May I ask how you see the progress of Oroville?
I don't see much.
And what about the Prime Minister's visit? Will it help?
It probably might help in a certain social level, to have to solve some social problems. But I don't see any spiritual help. I don't think. There could be some. Generally, I see by this year that our Aurelians are not the same. Our Aurelians 20 years back were more interesting of this, interesting of that, interesting of to go on. And now I would say everyone can meet each other without having mobile phones, without having internet. Everyone was know what's going on. Everyone was coming for the meetings, for whatever problem it is. But now I can see that it is hardly by using all kind of informational system people can get involved into voting or in discussion of anything, you know. I see more and more attempt somehow to survive. To survive just life. That's what I can see.
And survive means you basic things?
Basic.
Yeah. Are there groups who are meeting and reading Mother and Sri Aurobindo, studying the works?
I don't know any.
I see. You say you don't see much progress.
I don't see much progress.
On the level that we are most concerned with, which is the transformation of ourselves.
No, I don't see much.
Going forward, do you have contact with other areas of Oroville, such as Greenbelt or?
I'm very much involved into nature camp.
Oh,
yeah.
Could you tell us a bit about that?
We have nature camp.
Nature camp.
Nature camp in Kodaikanal area, where the hotter season we are taking children for camping. And I'm very much involved in this work. I'm going every year a few times there for some reason, for construction work or to deal with the children.
I haven't been to Kodaikanal in many years. Has the road improved?
Yes, the road is improved.
Good.
That is for sure. But the amount of people also increased like 5 times, you know.
Yes. What do the children do there?
Well, it is a camp.
Yeah.
It is a camp.
Yeah.
It is strict, let's say, schedule, like 7 o'clock everybody doing push-ups.
Oh.
And then after breakfast everybody going for trek. And after lunch everybody doing something. And everybody goes to sleep 9 o'clock at the evening.
Oh, I see. Very structured.
Yeah, this is very structured. Otherwise you cannot.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
How many children do you take at a time?
We are taking 3 groups of 50.
50 each?
50 group each include teachers. Normally, now a little bit less, let's say 40. But at least it is 100 children every year we are taking there.
And what age?
From 9 to 16.
All Orovillians or village children also?
Sometimes. Some school which is under Auroville.
Okay.
Of course, village children as well.
Wonderful. I see that you like that work very much.
Because that's what I'm doing all my life. I am doing all my life trekking and hiking. Is my pleasure.
Okay.
And once a year I'm going to Himalaya trek every year.
You can take the heat better than I can, I think. Who do you work with most closely in Oroville and Matrimandir?
Normally it is John for many, many years.
Who? John?
John.
Mm-hmm.
Others as well. And actually, you see, I have the same workers all these years. I remember them young. I remember their marriages. I remember how they kid appearance in their families. And let's say such Aura villains who is all the time there like Dorothy.
They like?
Like Dorothy is there all the time.
Oh, yes, yes.
Like Pierre.
Pierre, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. So there is a core group at Matrimondia, you would say? Speak freely.
I would not touch this topic.
You would not?
I would not touch this topic. I would not touch it.
I see.
Matrimondia is a special place, and there are always groups which are very jealous to be the one. And time to time, one group changing another group.
Is this like the coordinators group, especially?
It's coordinator groups.
Other groups also?
Other groups, no. It is, let's say, it is always in Matrimondia group which is ruling Matrimondia, let's say. Yeah. In some years it was one group, then one group was replaced by another group, and another group was replaced by third group.
Well, I remember the days of Michael, Divya, Andy,
Yeah, it was good
and
time.
Gilles.
Yeah.
I remember them very, very warmly. We worked together very harmoniously, all of us. What about the gardens?
You see, when there was Matrimondia coordination group, MMCG, they came to conflict about gardens and they had to leave. When there was Divya, Michael and Andy, in few years they came to situation with the gardens and they had to leave.
I'm aware of this. Yeah.
And now it is the same moment when somebody trying to touch the gardens and somebody had to leave.
Well, I pray always for change. I will be 80 this year, so I don't have the physical energy anymore. But I'm always there to help. And to help in any way I can. So I have faith that the gardens will be done the way Mother wants, one day.
One day.
It may take some time. What else can you tell me about Dimitri? Because I'm very interested.
About?
Dimitri Van Moren.
Dimitri.
Because very few people have spoken about him. I mean, I know his story because he has told me.
You know what is aristocrat?
Yes.
He was aristocrat.
He was definitely.
He was aristocrat.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is what I can. This is tells about everything. He was aristocrat. Way to talk, way to deal, way to behave.
Yes.
To the very end.
To the very end.
To the very end.
Yes. He helped me greatly in the gardens too. Every month or so there would be something from him. Very generous.
Very generous.
Yeah. Oh, so this has been very interesting. For yourself, are you reading? Do you read now, Mother and Sri Aurobindo?
When it is too bad.
When it is
Too bad.
too bad. Okay. Understand. That's when we must read also, yes. But do you see yourself continuing in the same work at Matrimondia for the near future?
I would say like that, if. I'm expecting changes. Changes definitely supposed to happen. They might suit me, might not.
They Positive changes?
Change is always positive in a certain way, but you see, it's always when change happening in Matrimadir, then let's say one of group of people replacing another, or so I see. I'm not. I love Matrimadir, but I'm not attached to Matrimadir, and I'll see what will happen.
Mm-hmm. Good. Can you say something to the world about Oroville? Your feeling of Oroville, your reason for being in Oroville?
You see, it's to me, basic thing is belief. Man needs to believe in something. If I am in Oroville, then Oroville is something to believe in. Because honestly, I don't see anything else to believe in.
Oh. In the world?
In the world.
Yes. What is there?
What is there?
Yeah. Collective harmony. Do you see a possibility for it? Now or in future, near future?
You mean within Oroville? Not now, I would say.
Not now.
Not now.
You are a very dedicated man, and I always have appreciated your approach to work. And Mother makes such importance about our work and how it should be something dedicated, devoted, sincere. I thank you, sir.
You're welcome.